I don't get them.
What?
Root words. I know my roots. I'm German, Irish, and Swedish. I don't need science to tell me that.
Kevin,
What? It's the roots.
in a word, like prefixes.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's just send it to Cody. He'll explain it.
Okay.
As most of you may know and seen, our school has introduced a new way to improve our vocabulary with an introduction of a root word of the month. This is part of the school's school improvement plan. So to get a more in-depth look, I went and had a conversation with Mr. Jones, one of the school improvement leaders. I'm here with Mr. Jones, English instructor, one of the English instructors, and I'm asking him a few questions about the root word. Mr. Jones, why do we have the root word in our school?
Well, Cody, we have the root word because as a school improvement team, we were looking for ways to improve student achievement on vocabulary, on standardized tests. We felt like this would be a good activity.
Oh, I see. Okay, and what's the theory behind the root word?
Well, Cody, the theory behind the root word is this. We noticed in looking at state assessment scores, ITED scores, and ACT scores that our students were scoring below state averages on vocabulary scores on those tests. The vocabulary on those tests is words in context. So we felt like we needed to find a way to isolate and improve that skill. We felt like we could just ask you to learn a number of vocabulary words each month, but that probably wouldn't help us out on the test unless we ran across that word. So we did some research and found this root word activity. Adopted it, we felt like it would do two things for us. Number one, we could study a root each month in every classroom across the curriculum. That would allow us to teach this skill across the curriculum applicable to subject areas. The second thing it would do is we thought it would give the students a tool for future learning, in that maybe they could locate some of those roots that they learned on some of those tests and derive the meaning of those words.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
You're welcome.
That was a very insightful, I don't know what to say.
You're welcome.
That's all for here. Now back to Jared and Kevin.
Oh, nice shirt, Kevin.
Thank you. It's AC/DC, one of my favorite bands.
Oh, I'm not too partial to AC/DC.
You're not?
In fact, I don't think a whole lot of people like them.
How can you be so sure?
Well, I guess I really can't, but we could make a survey.
A survey would be good. I think Joel made a survey, but it's not over AC/DC, unfortunately.
Well, let's go check it out.
Let's do it.
Recently, NCHS passed around a survey with questions relating to NCSTV. Now, here's the results. The first question asked was, what was the best show of all time? Winning was last year's Christmas show with the infamous singing of Silent Night.
Boom, ching, oh, holy night. Boom, ching, all is gone. Ching.
Taking second was last year's show with a commercial by Michael and Derek, anchored by Kevin and Cody, with appearances from myself, Pam Foley, and Amber Engelbert.
I've been looking for Cody everywhere in this parking lot.
All right, here.
Cody!
See what else is happening in the parking lot.
Third was this year's homecoming show with the first jump through the wall.
Beat them tires.
Yeah. And all I have to say is strike one,
Strike two,
strike three.
and we're out.
Taking fourth was a show from my freshman year featuring the How to Give a Christmas Present.
Wrong way. Wrong way.
And now on to our second question. Who is the best anchor duo this year in NCS TV? Coming in third was the duo of Curtis Black and Joel Nielsen. Coming in second was the duo of Kevin and Jared.
Okay, let's do sports.
And the winners for the best anchor duo are Cody Moreland and myself.
Joel, there you are. Where you been?
I've been at Gil's getting my hairs cut.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know where I've been?
Getting ready for the play segment.
Of course.
We also asked if you would like to see any new segments on NCS TV. You replied with Kicking It with Kind Brian and Behind the Scenes of NCS TV. We will try to bring you these segments in the near future, if at all possible. The last question we asked was, what segments do you enjoy on NCS TV? And you replied with our funny commercials, our hilarious bloopers, and our original segments such as Unusual Talents and What You Did Over Break. This is Joel Griffiths reporting for NCS TV. Now back to Kevin and Jared.
So, how did basketball go over the break?
Well, I'll just say I got a lot of sleep in those hard practices.
Well, that's too bad. But I'm sure it'll pay off.
Yeah, it was worth it.
Take it away, Joel.
Saturday, January 10th, the NCHS wrestlers will take to Norton's Memorial Gym looking to defend their undefeated tournament streak. Following wins in Hoxie, Clay Center, and the Goodland Holiday Classic, the Norton Blue Jays come into the J.R. Durham Wrestling Tournament with half their team ranked in state. 2 wrestlers ranked first, Clay Madden and James Annan. 1 wrestler ranked second, 2 ranked fourth, and 2 ranked sixth. Blue Jays will face some familiar foes in Hoxie and Scott City, both of which the Blue Jays have defeated in tournaments already this year. However, more competition looks to be added by the strong out-of-state team Cozad, Nebraska, when they compete this Saturday. Now let's talk to some wrestlers about the upcoming J.R. Durham tournament.
Well, I'm really excited about this weekend. It's Jake Durham at our own house, and it's going to be pretty tough with all the good teams going to be there. So,
well, the Jake Durham should be a real exciting tournament, and I hope we do pretty well.
I can't wait till this Saturday for the Jake Durham. It'll be a fun time and be really tough, but it'll be nice to be wrestling in front of our crowd at home.
Jared, there's a lot of engagement weddings over this Christmas break. So there must be a lot of news.
Yeah?
But I'm kind of disappointed.
Why?
Brittany got married. I have nothing to look forward to. I have nothing to live for.
You're in luck, Kevin.
I am? What's
Yes. Because, from what I hear, she got the wedding annulled.
You're kidding.
No.
Yes! I am back in black, baby. That's AC/DC.
You go with that again.
I love AC/DC.
No one cares about ACDC.
Whatever, Jared.
Anyways, let's send it to Curtis with some real news.
Hi, I'm Curtis Black with your news. Britney Spears, probably the most talked about diva in the world, has really been talked about in the news lately. Britney, who's recently married and then annulled within 55 hours of the marriage, has kept people talking about her and her ex-husband, Jason Alexander. The marriage is believed to be one of the shortest in the history of Las Vegas. Sources claim that neither were drunk. Britney's record label Jive claimed it was just a joke taken too far. Since this event, Britney's hometown of Kentwood, Louisiana has been bounded by news and tabloid reporters. On to other news. Over the break, newspapers around the nation reported on a terrible incident involving a car crashing into a house on Christmas Day, killing the driver Shahab Bezidpour and his 2 children, Nikki and Sammy. Shahab intentionally drove his car into his ex-wife's parents' house where he was to drop off the children for Christmas. Lab tests recently done showed that gasoline was poured on the children before the fiery crash. Police say that the children were alive when the car started on fire. And now everyone's favorite news segment, the odd news. In Clovis, New Mexico, Felipe Padilla was pronounced dead at Plains Regional Medical Center and was sent on to the Muffley Funeral Home. While at the funeral home, owner Russell Muffley found that Padilla was still alive. Muffley rushed Padilla back to the hospital, but was pronounced dead again at the hospital and was then taken back to the funeral home. When preparing Padilla for embalming, he suddenly began showing signs of life again. So he was rushed back to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead for the 3rd and final time.
Kevin?
Yeah?
January 9th is just, it's pointless. I mean, it shouldn't even be a day.
I don't know about that, Jared.
Well,
Because I did a segment that's out to prove you wrong. Let's go check it out.
okay.
Pay attention, because you can learn something about the 9th of January. The reason, we've decided to implement a new refreshing segment called This Day in History. So tune in and listen close. In entertainment history, on this day, the first movie ever copyrighted was done so in 1894. It featured 47 nail-biting images of a man sneezing. Yes, sneezing. In 1959, the TV series Rawhide premiered starring Clint Eastwood. And for all you Rocky fans out there, the filming of the 1979 movie began on this day. In war history, the United States, under General Douglas MacArthur, invaded the Philippines in 1945 on this day in World War II. January the 9th in the financial world dealt a heavy blow to the film company Kodak. On this day in 1986, Kodak was barred from selling instant cameras when Polaroid charged Kodak for stealing Polaroid's patent of the ingenious work of photographic development. A federal district court in Boston backed Polaroid and issued an injunction against Kodak. To cap off this thrilling day in history, we move toward the world of crime. Angela Buono, one of the cousins in the Hillside Stranglers murder case which left 10 women strangled, raped, and tortured in Glendale, California, was sentenced to life in prison for his part in the murders. His cousin Kenneth Bianchi, his partner in crime, testified against Buono to escape the death penalty. Wow, guess it runs in the family. Jared, I hope you're enlightened because that's your first episode of This Day in History. Now let's send it back to the station.
That's it for show 11. A refreshing stimulant to boost you out of your post-holiday depression.
I feel better already. Till next time, I'm Jared Foley.
And I'm Kevin Lentz, and thanks for watching. And we're hoping you're alive to see this next week.